2020. What else can be said about this year? This year was horrible. You had the pandemic going on, which was awful. And then, sure enough, like, not even a week into 2020, World War III was trending on Twitter. Not even a week, like 3 days after January 1st. So, like, the 4th, I think it was. World War III, 2020 was just a mess. So, yeah, the reason why I'm making this video is because, well, Happy New Year's. And, I don't want to, this is something I always do, make, like, things I liked about a specific year. I don't want to, like, ignore the negatives. Dear God, let's not ignore the negatives. Let's, look at those and try not to let that happen again. But at the same time, I feel like, we should just focus a little on the positives, because, like, there are some good things that come out of 2020. I mean, don't get me wrong, the negative definitely outweighs the good, but there's still some things that, like, were pretty cool, or some pretty, like, noteworthy things. So, in this video, especially, I just want to try to, like, just talk about, like, the positives of this year, because 2020 was a bad year for everyone, Like, we all got hit hard by this, so let's not, like, say, like, yeah, no, 2020, like, it was all bad, nothing positive, but yeah, no, like, there are some cool things that happened this year, so, yeah, that's kind of why I'm making this video. So, like I said, let's not ignore the negatives, but for a little bit, let's just focus on the positives, because this year wasn't all bad. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm recording with my phone today, because, like, my camera's acting really weird. I, like, record for, like, a minute, and then it just stops, so I'll be, like, 30 minutes through a video, and then I'll just notice that I just stopped recording. I don't know what's going on. I should get a new camera and get something like 1080p, something really nice, but yeah, something small but really nice, but yeah. Anyway, with that out of the way, let's just get right into this. So, of course, the best thing to come out of 2020 actually happened in November. This should have happened last year, or not last year, but this should have happened in 2016. Actually, you know what? Let's not cross that road. Let's not delve into politics and start this debate. If you know what I'm referencing, good for you. But if not, good for you. So, yeah, let's not politically debate. If my computer has all my notes on it, so that's what I'm sort of using. So, Jurassic Park, the original novel by Michael Crichton, turns 30 years old this year. Like I said in my review, it's kind of a poor year to turn 30, but it's still cool that they acknowledged it. They released a 30th anniversary edition of the first book with illustrations of, like, all the different scenes. And I think that's just really cool. I absolutely love that. So, yeah, a bit expensive, but I really like it. It's not perfect. For some reason, they gave the raptors feathers. They didn't have feathers in the books, but, whatever. It's fine, I guess. So, yeah, overall, a really cool 30th anniversary edition is great, and the book turns 30. So, there's that. Jurassic Park was the #1 movie in America this year. So, of course, like, this pandemic hit, so you weren't really allowed to, like, go into movie theaters and all that. So, what they decided to do was just, like, just sort of, like, play movies in, like, drive-in theaters. But, like, one of the movies that made the most money out of, like, all the movies they played was, the original Jurassic Park, like, the 1993 film. And that, for a while, was, at least during the summer, was the #1 movie in America, which is honestly, like, really cool. It's great to see, like, even though Jurassic World made a lot of money, and that's what, like, a lot of companies are trying to, like, cash in on if they're going to do Jurassic stuff. It's just really cool to see them, like, show love to, like, the original movies, because, like, even, like, the Jurassic Park, like, Jurassic World social media pages, they, like, show love for the Lost World, and even Jurassic Park 3, which I think is great. So, it's great that they're not ignoring the older movies. I know there are, like, other companies out there that mainly, like, try to, like, promote the newer stuff and, like, just ignore the older stuff. But here they don't do that, and I just think that's really cool. So, yeah, that's great. The Legacy Collection John Hammond is now available in Targets. It's no longer only available at Universal Studios. It is just perfect, because, of course, in case you don't know, last year they released John Hammond as a Comic-Con exclusive, and that was pretty rough. It was very, very rough. It sucked. And not a lot of people got it, like me. Some people got it, but I didn't. And then they made it available at Universal Studios for $40, which is outrageous. So then, sure enough, Mattel decided, people were not gonna, alright, fine, we'll release it in Target. So they did, I got it, I reviewed it, and everything worked out very well. So that is great. Speaking of the Legacy Collection, Dennis Nedry got a figure. Again, he was a Comic-Con exclusive, and because of COVID, Comic-Con didn't really happen this year. So they just decided, let's just immediately release it to, Entertainment Earth, which is better, but still not great. I just want to say, I hate Entertainment Earth so much. Like, their prices are bad, their shipping is just slow. Not a big fan of it, to be completely honest with you. I struggled a lot trying to, get my order, all settled in and everything. So it was just, such a big task. I don't get why they just, use Amazon instead. Because, Amazon, they get your packages to you, nice and, quick. And, on time, and it's a lot cheaper. So it's just, I hate Entertainment Earth so much. I don't know if they do it because, we're hip with, collectibles or whatever. I don't know the reason why they choose Entertainment Earth, but I just don't like that website, and it'd be a lot easier if they used Amazon. But that's just me. Maybe I'm missing a point, but I don't know. Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous, of course, is a new Netflix show that dropped this year, and for what it is, it's actually very good. It's not perfect. It has its issues, but again, I actually really love that show. It has its problems. It's not my favorite show of all time, but, for what it is, it's really good. I like it a lot. And Season 2 looks pretty promising as well, so that I'm looking forward to. So, yeah. Jurassic World Primal Attack, the new toy line by Mattel. It's alright. It's pretty much Dino Rivals without the little, collector's cards. So, yeah, pretty basic. Yeah. A little disappointing, but it's fine. The next line for 2021, I think it's called, Dino Escapes or Dino Capture, something like that. That's gonna be, that sounds promising. I've read, the leaked, information on it, and if that's true, that's actually pretty cool, and I feel like, that might be where Mattel improves, but that's just me. Yeah, so Primal Attack was alright. Jurassic World Aftermath, of course, is a new VR game that came out this month, actually. I didn't play it, because I don't have a VR, headset or anything like that, but from what I've seen, it looks cool. A lot like Dino Crisis, so, yeah. I don't really have a lot to say on it, because, again, I haven't played it. So, yeah, it's cool. I like it, so, yeah. So this is something that I was not expecting. So, in 2013, I discovered a little game called Minecraft, and I loved it. It wasn't my favorite game ever, but I liked it a lot. It was very cool. And then I started exploring it more. What am I, Italian? No, I started exploring around, and there's actually, mods for the game. And back then, there's this dinosaur mod, called the Fossils and Archaeology mod, which I thought was cool, because, you could, grow dinosaurs, hatch them, it was just really cool, and I loved it. And watching people, Poet Plays, do stuff like that, it was really cool. So then, sure enough, in 2015, I stopped playing Minecraft, just lack of interest, I didn't really care anymore. And then, they decided to release Jurassic World DLC, which was pretty much that, growing and hatching and, creating dinosaurs, like you would in Jurassic Park, and it's so cool, So, of course, I had to buy it, and I had to try it out, because, I'm not much of a Minecraft guy still, but, for my childhood's sake, this is something I've been wanting for a while now, so, I figured I'd give it a try, and it's not too shabby, not, perfect or anything like that, but I definitely don't hate it. So, yeah. And Minecraft as a whole, this year, it was definitely, of course, it was far from bad. It was good, because, not only do you have this Jurassic World DLC, but, Steve is now a playable character in Minecraft, which is something I never would have guessed would happen, But, sure enough, Steve, he's now playable in Minecraft, of course he's playable in Minecraft. He's playable in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, which makes sense, Smash Ultimate is a very successful game, and Minecraft is probably, the most, successful game ever made, but, yeah, no, it makes sense, but I just didn't see it coming. It's interesting. It's really interesting. So, yeah. So, moving on to Godzilla stuff, there's not a lot here, but I'll still talk about it. So, the toys for Godzilla vs. Kong, They came out like in August of this year, almost a whole year before the actual movie came out. And like these toys, I know a lot of people hate them. I actually don't think they're that bad. Like they're not perfect, but for $10, like it's really cool because like you have these like nice looking Godzilla figures, but like you have this like what I like to call the dino damage piece like on their shoulders and chest and whatnot, and even like little accessories. Like Godzilla came with like an atomic breath ray, which I think was really cool. So yeah, the toys, they're not the best, but for what they are, I think they are very nice, especially for that price tag. Like only $10, so that's super cool. This is actually a little more depressing, but NECA has discontinued their Godzilla line, which is pretty disappointing. Not gonna lie. Like it wasn't my favorite toy line, but like like for me at least, I'm not like a big Godzilla collector. I'd like to collect more, but like I don't have a lot of money and I don't really have a lot of room. If I did, I'd be collecting a lot more like SH Monster Arts figures and X Plus figures and stuff like that. But I just like, because like where I am right now, I just like to focus on the cheaper and more like low end stuff. Of course, once I'm older and like I get my own place and like get more room, of course I'll like branch out. I'll collect more SH Monster Arts figures and more X Plus figures and like more higher quality stuff like that. But as of right now, I'm only really focusing on the lower end stuff. And NECA was great because like for what they were, like they looked good. They looked really good actually. But it was yeah, they discontinued their line and it was very sad because like their 2014 figures, which is where they started, was good. And then like after that it was a little rough. But then like in 2019 they decided to release the 1962 figure. And then that's when things started to get really good. They improved the packaging and accessories and everything like that. And then right when they were getting so good, they just ended. I would have loved to see like a Final Wars figure from them, or even like the first two forms from Shin Godzilla. That would have been really cool. But yeah. But NECA's line, unfortunately, is over. They're not doing Godzilla figures anymore, which is, again, very unfortunate, but I'm not going to lose sleep over it, to be completely honest with you. So, yeah. So, Adult Swim, Genndy Tartakovsky's Primal is airing on Adult Swim. Now, I hate how they handled it, because last year, they dropped the first 4 episodes online and aired the 5th one. For some reason, it ended on a cliffhanger, so I just imagined, okay, we'll wait next week, and then that'll be the actual episode. I wait next week, and nothing happened. I did more, like, reading, and I found out that they're going to air the last 5 episodes next year in 2018, or 2019. So, I was bummed, and I was really annoyed. In fact, excuse my language, but I actually think, I was in my house when I was reading this, and I think, like, out loud, I just think I said, like, what the fuck? Again, excuse my language, but I was angry. I was really mad. And actually, my stepdad was kind of laughing, but that's beside the point. Then, like, this year, in April, they decided to release, like, episode 7, The Plague of Madness, early because, the pandemic. And that was a great episode. And then, of course, like, October, they decided to release, like, the actual episodes. So now we have, like, the complete episodes. I really hate how they made us wait, like, a year for the last 5 episodes. If they just aired them, like, weekly, that would be so much better. But, of course, we didn't get that. And that, honestly, kind of sucks. So, yeah, it sucked. But, again, we have it now. We have all 10 episodes, and they're great. Primal, easily one of the best pieces of animation to come out in recent years. It is an absolute masterpiece. I remember, like, I didn't watch a lot of Samurai Jack when I was a kid. I got into it in 2017 with the new reboot and all that, and it was really good. And, like, for a while, I wanted a cartoon with dinosaurs. I wanted this, like, with, like, scientifically accurate dinosaurs. No dialogue, just following, like, one dinosaur just trying to survive in this prehistoric world. I wanted it to be scientifically accurate. I didn't want humans, and, like, yeah. Because I thought, like, the Dakota Raptor from Saurian would look great in the Samurai Jack art style. So, yeah. And then, like, a year later, after I was thinking of this, they decided to release something like this, which it wasn't what I asked for, to be completely, at first, the dinosaurs weren't really scientifically accurate, and they were humans and everything like that, so it wasn't accurate. But after the show dropped, it's like, I'm glad we got this instead. Like, this is much better, honest to God. So, yeah, Primal is a great show, and if you haven't watched it, please do yourself a favor and watch it. And Adult Swim, if by some miracle you're watching this, just know, once you do drop season 2, because they did announce season 2, once you do drop season 2, air them regularly. Don't air 5, wait a year, and then air the other 5. I'd rather wait, like, longer to get 10 episodes at once than just, or not at once, but weekly, just to get, like, 5 weekly, and then 5 weekly next year. So just don't delay it like that, please. Just air them regularly, and I'll be happy. Don't do what you did with the first season. So, yeah. So, like I just said, Primal is getting a second season. I actually got my grandma to watch it. So, alright, I'll try to make this quick. So, my grandmother, her husband passed away, my grandfather, God rest his soul, and she's just been living alone in, like, the mountains of New Hampshire, and she doesn't really get, like, a lot of, visits from people, which is really sad. So then, one day, she has a Netflix, and she decided to watch Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous. Without me, like, telling her to watch it, she was just, yeah, I'll watch it on my own. And she gives me a text saying, like, hey, Zach, I saw Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous. It was really good. And that surprised me, like, oh, that's really cool. We call her Grammy. So I was just, hey, that's really cool, Grammy. And then, of course, Primal starts to air, so I figured she might like this. So I sent her the link to where she can watch all the episodes, and I told her, like, yeah, check out Primal, you'll like it a lot. And that Friday, I was all tired, just eating breakfast in my dining common, just, I don't want to do any classes today. She texts me, and she says, like, Zach, I watched Primal. That's some good fucking shit right there. And I just remember I had the biggest smile on after reading that. Excuse my language again, but, like, because that's what she texted me, but, like, I was just, I got Grammy to watch Primal, and it was such a cool feeling. I loved it a lot. So, yeah. I also got my uncle to watch Primal. It wasn't as exciting, but he liked it. And even my other uncle, he liked it a lot too. Or my granduncle liked it, and also my uncle. Alright, what am I trying to say here? I got my uncle to watch it, and I got my granduncle to watch it. So, yeah, there's that. So this next thing I want to talk about isn't really, like, a positive, but it's something that I've been wanting to talk about for a while. So, as you know, I don't really watch a lot of anime, If you've seen my 200 subscriber special, you'll know that I actually have, Monster Musume on Blu-ray, which I like. Not a perfect show by any means. It has its flaws. Dear God, it has its flaws. But for what it is, I like it a lot. For me, it's like a 7 out of 10. I also have Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid on Blu-ray as well, which I also really like. For me, that's like a 7.5 out of 10. And even like over spring break, for me, well, in May, because like my classes got done in May, or no, April is when I decided to watch this show. I actually watched Miss Caretaker of Sunahara, which was good. It got really uncomfortable and really it wasn't, there were moments that I almost had to shut it off, but I got through it and I watched it and I actually liked it. For me, it's like a 6.5 out of 10. Not the best thing ever, but still I like it. But before all of that, back in 2016, not kind of stuff I watched as a kid, so no Pokemon or Sonic X. When I was a kid, or back in 2016, November, I want to say, I got around to watching a show called Seven Deadly Sins. There was only one season available at the time, because I discovered it on 2015, because I remember I discovered the the abridged series, Seven Deadly Schmucks, and I really liked that. I thought it was really funny. I tried watching the actual show, but it was subbed, and I know this is going to be the part that gets me in a lot of trouble. I don't really watch subbed anime. I'd prefer to watch it dubbed. I mean, in some cases, if it's live action, not a live action anime movie, but if it's a live action foreign movie, then I'd prefer to watch it in its original language. Like Godzilla, they're foreign, they're from Japan, but I can only watch them sub because the dubbing is just the lips don't match up and it's bad, But with anime, because there's not a lot of movements in the mouth, so I feel watching that dubbed is perfectly fine. Again, I know there's a lot of people who hate dubbed anime, and I'm so sorry if you're one of those people and you're I'm sorry, but yeah. So my friend showed me how to change the language, and sure enough, I watched Seven Deadly Sins in English. I got done with it within like a week, maybe a little over a week, I think, but I really liked it a lot. Like, so much to the point where like I thought about like collecting figures from it, and even like making like reviews on like the figures I got and whatnot. I genuinely was like all for this show. I was really excited. And then season 2 comes out, which was 4 episodes and was just really disappointing. I was so bummed. I remember I got the notification like, oh, Seven Deadly Sins is getting a season 2, and I was just, hey, that's great. And then it drops, 4 episodes, nothing happens, nothing exciting, and it's just boring. And I'm just, wow, that was awful. And then 2018, they decided to release the traditional season 2, and I didn't like it at all. The animation was great. Like, if there's one thing I'll say about the show, the animation, for the most part, is beautiful to look at. The action scenes are just great. But just a lot of things with the story I didn't like. So, yeah, I didn't like where the show was going, and I still don't. So, yeah. So then the movie came out, and I watched the movie, and that was alright. Nothing groundbreaking, but that was alright. I liked it. And then we get to 2020. Season 3 of Seven Deadly Sins decided to drop, and I kept getting advertisements for the game, and it got annoying. So I was like, I don't care. Because, like, Season 2 just sort of left, like, a bad taste in my mouth. I was just, yeah, no, I really don't care about this at all. And then I of course, like, I kept getting ads, and, like scenes from the, like, Season 3 kept getting recommended to me. And I was just like, yeah, no, I'm all set. So, yeah. And then I decided, you know what? I'll do a little bit of research. The animation has gotten awful. You know, granted, the Netflix version, like, the animation is better, but, like, the original, like, animated, like, how they, oh my god, it was, I get we're in the middle of a pandemic, you know, of course, not a lot of things, like, you know, can be done properly. Some of the things had to be, like, done done at home, so I get that, but, like, man, this animation looked bad. And then, like, August of this year, they dropped it on Netflix, and of course I watched it. It was a mixed bag. There are some things I really liked about it, but then, like, overall, like, there's just a lot of things I don't like. I don't like where the story's going. A lot of the characters that I used to like are, like, they're either characters I used to like or characters that I didn't like but then just got worse, you know? Meliodas I thought was really cool, and then he's kind of a psychopath and a pedophile, so I don't really like that. Bon, he kind of sucks too now. Even, like, Elizabeth. Like, I never liked Elizabeth. Even, like, the first season when I liked the show, I genuinely didn't like the character. But, like, she was just annoying, but she wasn't the worst thing ever. Now they're trying to make her, like, this, like, the main focus, and, like, they're just, like, adding all these things to make it, like, more confusing with the story, and a lot of it has to do with her. So, like, she's literally gotten to a point where not only is she, like, an unlikable character, at least to me, but, like, you know, like, she actually, like, affects the story. And what I said earlier about Meliodas being a pedophile, again, like, I know anime is really weird, but, like, Meliodas is 1,000 years old, and Elizabeth is 16 years old, which, oh, it's weird. It's so, yeah, I don't like where the show is going. I'm still gonna keep up with it. You know, a lot of the characters, even though they're all, you know, bad, I'm still gonna keep up with it the best I can. But, like, man, I just really don't like where the show. A lot of the characters are just getting ruined for me, and just, yeah. Though I will say this, though, the only character that, in my opinion, is likable has to be Deanne. Everyone else, like, maybe King too, but, like, yeah, no, everyone else just kind of sucks. Deanne is, like, well, and King too, they're, like, the only character I can say, like, yeah, no, these are genuinely good characters, but, like, everyone else to me is just not good. I'm sorry. So, that's my little tangent right there. I won't talk about that anymore. So, yeah, season 3 of Seven Deadly Sins, the downfall. So, yeah, because, like, the show, it started off so good, and then it's just going downhill, and it's so sad to see. Because there was something going on here, but, again, I can make a review, but to be fair, I could review it, but I probably won't, but I digress. Back to the positives. Transformers Earthrise. Not perfect. There are some QC issues with the figures, but I like it. Their Optimus Prime figure is fantastic, and it's great to have, like, a Wheeljack and Bumblebee figure, because, like, the last figures from, like, Combiner Wars and Titans Returns, they were kind of but it's nice to have, like, good figures now, so, yeah. So, there's that. Of course, the Sonic movie. So, of course, you know, they redesigned Sonic and all that. I talked about this in my review. Excuse me, sorry, that was gross, but, kind of burp there. But, yeah, no, they redesigned Sonic, and it was great. I like this movie a lot. Not a masterpiece. It's like, for me, it's like a 7.5. It's good. So, yeah, I did a review on this channel, so again, you can go and look for that if you want. So, yeah. This is another kind of like a rant I want to talk about. People are saying that 2020 has been like, Sonic was in a drought. Sonic was not in a drought. He got a blockbuster movie that aired in theaters and made, like, a lot of money, like $300 million, I think. Yeah, so there was that. Of course, like, a lot of merchandise and just, like, a lot of, like, you know, things. Like, we didn't get any games. We got, like, a mobile game of, like, the Olympic Games, but, like, no, like, actual games. So, like, in that aspect, I guess, but, like, even then, the last, like, Sonic game to come out was, like, Team Sonic Racing, which came out last year. You know, look at us Donkey Kong fans. The last Donkey Kong game that came out like 2014. And it's 2020, so, like, what's going on here? So, if anything, game franchises like Donkey Kong Country, that's been in a drought. More so than Sonic. So, when people say that Sonic has been in a drought, it annoys me, because he really hasn't been. So, yeah. This isn't, like, new or anything like that. This next thing I'm going to talk about. This is actually a fan game from 1998, but this is something that I just really want to talk about. Sonic Robo Blast 2. I figured out how to download fan games onto my computer, and I even figured out how to download mods while I was away at college. And sure enough, Sonic Robo Blast 2 is quite honestly one of the best Sonic games I've ever played. You know, it's such a shame that, like, the official games aren't as good as that. Even some of my favorite, like, 3D games, like Sonic Adventure and Adventure 2, even Heroes, they're nowhere near as good as Sonic Robo Blast 2. It is such a good game. Especially if you have, like, the 3D model mod, because, like, all of, like, the characters are, like, 2D sprites, but you can mod it to make them, like, 3D, and it looks so good. The soundtrack is good, the gameplay, oh my god, it's just so good. A nice challenge to it. It's just, I love it. Sonic Robo Blast 2 is fantastic. The original Donkey Kong Country trilogy is finally on the Nintendo Switch. Last year, they added Super Nintendo games to the Nintendo Switch's library, the online library, but there was no Donkey Kong Country games, which, real shame. Of course, in July, they added Donkey Kong Country, which is my second favorite video game of all time, and then in September, they added the second game, which, to be fair, I don't like as much as the first game. I know a lot of people prefer the second game. I still love the second game, but, like, a little part of me likes the first game better. And then this month, we got Donkey Kong Country 3, which is probably my least favorite out of the trilogy, but it's still a great game. They're, like, all the Donkey Kong Country games, whether they're made by, like, Rareware or, like, even, like, Retro Studios, they're great. They're all great, so, yeah. It's great to have the original trilogy on the Nintendo Switch. It would have been nice if you could just, like, download them, like, buy them and download them, instead of paying for, like, a yearly, like, fee. You know, like, honestly, I could care less about the Nintendo Online, Nintendo Switch Online or whatever, but I just want to play Donkey Kong Country on my Switch. So, yeah, it would have been nice if you could just, like, download it, like, without having to sign up for Nintendo Switch Online, but it's still there, and it is great. So, yeah. Alright, so, Mario All-Stars 3D. Now, I'm not, like, I haven't played a lot of Mario games as a kid. I was mostly a Sonic kind of kid, but, like, you know, recently, like 2017, I played Mario Odyssey, and that was great. And then I'm slowly starting to get into Mario. I'm still, like, not fully there. In fact, I'm not really there, like, a lot. But, like, still, I'm slowly starting to get into Mario. So, yeah, I played Mario 3D All-Star, and it's great, you know. I've never played Mario 64 or Sunshine or Galaxy, but, you know, getting to play them, like, you know, on the Switch, it's great. You know, they're great games, so, yeah. Samurai Jack Battle Through Time was another game that came out. I got it for the Switch, and it's a really good game. I like it a lot. My only complaint with it is that it's way too hard. You know, I don't want to sound like, oh, maybe I'm just bad at the game. I don't know. But, yeah, no, I'm like, I died several times, which, of course, is a video game. Of course, you're going to die. But even the final level, like, I couldn't beat without turning down the difficulty. Like, again, that might just be because I'm, like, bad. But I was playing it on, like, normal, and it just kicked my ass throughout. So, yeah, the last level I had to just go down to, like, easy mode. Not, like, the easiest mode. I think there might, I don't know, might just be 3 modes, but I don't know. I changed it to easy because I don't mind hard games at all. Donkey Kong Country 2 is very hard, and, you know, like I said, it's a great game. I don't like it as much as the first game, but it's still really good. But, yeah, I don't like to do that. Like, I like to beat games how they're intended, just beat them on, like, the normal settings. I don't like having to, like, beat them on easy mode, but normal mode is, like, actually really hard. So, yeah, still a great game. A lot of nice nods to the show, which I really like, and overall it's just really nice. I don't like how, like, the cutscenes are mocapped. I think that looks a little weird, but, yeah, overall, it's good. I like Samurai Jack Battle Through Time. The Isle is a dinosaur game that I really like, and it's been a thing since 2015. Now, this year, they decided to drop the Isle Recode, which basically, they're like, it's basically the Isle 2, except, like, you can still, like, it's just an update. So they're just taking, like, the game and just, like, completely changing it. They're changing the gameplay, they're changing, like, the mechanics and everything. And it's honestly really cool. And of course, this year, later this year, actually, they introduced the Carnotaurus, which is my main in the Isle, probably because it's my favorite dinosaur ever, but yeah, they dropped that, and the Carnotaurus, I don't like how they changed the sounds, but overall, like, I like most of, like, the Carnotaurus and the Recode, so, yeah. The Isle Recode is great, so yeah, it's $20 on Steam, the Isle, so if you want it, just buy it and play it, so, yeah. Right, so I didn't actually watch this, but I've seen clips, and it is actually, like, very good. But Animaniacs got a reboot. I don't have Hulu, so of course I can't really watch it. I wish it was, like, I don't know, like, in more services, I guess. But overall, and the Animaniacs reboot looks really good. From what I've seen, like, it's really funny. And even, like, the original show is, like, really good. Like, I remember, like, I heard about it when I was a kid. Because in 4th grade, my teacher used to do this thing where, like, we had to have to do, like, fluoride. I don't know if any of your schools did this, but we had to do, like, fluoride and, like, rinse our mouths for a minute. But my 4th grade teacher played, like, theme songs to, like, different, like, cartoons, and one of them was, like, Animaniacs. And then, like, I told my mom about, like, yeah, like, Animaniacs, I don't, like, it sounded stupid to me. And my mom was like, yeah, I loved it when I was a kid. So I'm like, okay. So I just assumed it was, like, this, like, Hanna-Barbera, just, like, cheesy, like, something I wouldn't like. But then, like, years later, I actually got around to watching the show, and it's, like, actually really funny. It's, oh, I love it. So, Animaniacs, not my favorite cartoon, of course, but the reboot is very nice. So, yeah. So, this next thing has to do with the channel, and something that I'm still kind of amazed with. So, I made a video about this. So, in 2019, we got to 100 subscribers. Okay. 2020, this year, we got to 200. Alright, really cool, awesome. Within a month, like, alright, a little over a month, but, like, I want to say, like, 3 or month, I forget, like, how long it was, but, like, we went from, like, 200 subscribers to 300 subscribers within a year. That is insane to me. Guys, just know, I love you all. You guys, like, you know, all my subscribers, I love you all. I always heart all my comments because I always appreciate getting comments, you know? Even if it's just, like, a simple, like, cool video. Even, like, simple stuff like that, I genuinely appreciate. Even if it's, like, you know, a hate comment, I'd appreciate that, too. I mean, well, me saying that, don't go on saying, like, oh, you suck, but don't spam me with that, but, like, you know, if, like, someone were to comment, your videos suck, you know, like, I wouldn't give it a heart, per se, but, like, I'd still be like, you know, you still, you know, paid attention to my channel, and I appreciate that, so, thank you, you know? Actually, I remember one time I reviewed, like, a Transformers figure, I forget what it was, and, I gave it a bad review, and someone called me Sack's Reviews, as in like nutsack instead of Zack's Reviews, and it's so stupid, but it's so funny. Oh, I love it. Again, I don't want you to don't like ironically just say, oh, your content's if you don't like my content, that's great. I'm not saying, just like, I don't know, I shouldn't have worded it like that. If you like my content, that's great, like, I appreciate that a lot. But even if you don't like my content, honestly, like, I still appreciate that too, like, or respect that too. So yeah, I always say this, I don't make videos reviews or anything like that. um yeah, I just upload videos because, like, I like talking about figures, and just, the comments I get, I always get hearts because I always appreciate them. So yeah, this year we not only got to 200 subscribers, but 300 subscribers, which is amazing to me. It's still not a lot compared to other YouTubers, but like, it's still a really big, like, milestone for me, at least, and I just really appreciate that. So yeah, these last two things actually have to do with, like, other YouTubers that I really like. The first one, YouTube user Balenaproductions. This year, he was supposed to retire this year, but he ended up not retiring. So that I'm thankful for. I don't really blame him for wanting to retire. I love this guy. Here, like, he makes great content, and even, like, listen to his streams that he uploads to his, like, channel, or when he used to. I don't know if he still does. Actually, I don't know, but, like, just listen, like, just give his thoughts about, like, various different things. Like, it's just so, like, just, like, I just love hearing him, like, talking about what he thinks about this new Jurassic Park thing, or this new Sonic thing. It's just, I love that. And, like, this year he uploaded the last edition to his Christmas with Sonic series, which is great. I love it a lot. And he definitely went out with a bang, and he did a great job. All the voice actors did a great job, and it was just great. So, Balenaproductions, if by some miracle you're watching this, I doubt you are, which, honestly, I wouldn't blame you. But if you somehow stumble upon this video and somehow manage to get this far, we're at, like, 37 minutes, wow. But if you do get this far, just know that, like, you're great, and I absolutely love your content. You, such a cool dude. I love you to death. So yeah. Another thing I want to talk about, another person I really like on the internet here, of YouTube, YouTube user Alexander the Swell. Now, I want to talk about him because he got kind of robbed this year. So, back in, like, November of 2019, he began to work on, his show Monster Mash, where he talks about, like, different, like, monster related things. He did, like, he talked about all the show movies in, like, the first episode. And yeah, so we started work on the second episode, which was this big, like, hour-long video where he talked about the Heisei era of Godzilla films, the Millennium era, and even, like, the newer movies. It was such a good video. Like, it did, like, a great job of explaining everything, but it was also, like, really funny. Alexander the Swell is, like, no offense to any Godzilla YouTubers out there, but, like, he's one of the few, like, Godzilla YouTubers out there to, like, make genuinely, like, funny content. Again, I'm not, like, shaming other Godzilla YouTubers. Like, there are some that, like, they do try, and, like, they're great, but, like, Alexander the Swell, like, genuinely makes great content. But, like, the thing only got, like, 8,000 views. He worked on it from, like, November, and then he uploaded it in, like, May or something like that. I think it was May. Might have been sooner, might have been later, but either way, he uploaded this big, like, hour-long video that took him, like, forever to make, and it barely got any views. And it's just a shame. Honest to God, like, it's such a great video and no one watched it. It breaks my heart. So, yeah. Please do me a favor. I never asked for anything from you guys. Please go check out, Balenaproductions, of course, but please check out Alexander the Swell. He makes great content. If you like my content, I can guarantee you will like his content more. He's actually funny. I'm not funny. I'm not gonna lie. He's, like, creative and just makes great content, and he seriously deserves more subscribers. So yeah, again, Alexander the Swell, if you're somehow watching this, just know you're great. I love you to death. And yeah, you and Balenaproductions, you guys are just great, and I love you guys. And conveniently enough, you two are actually good friends, so I think that's kind of funny. But yeah, either way, Balenaproductions and Alexander the Swell, you guys are great. So yeah. And that's about it for like the positives of 2020. Again, this was a horrible year, and I'm not gonna say it was like a good year or anything like that, but it was still like, I still like there's still some things that happened this year that were definitely like not terrible, Of course, COVID and all that, like that sucked. And let's not ignore that. Let's like remember this so like this doesn't happen again. But like, yeah, I feel like let's just take a break from the negatives. Not ignore them, but take a break from them and just sort of focus on the positives a little. So, yeah. Anyway, what does 2021 have to hold for us? Well, we're getting Camp Cretaceous for Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous Season 2, and that is actually something I am very much so looking forward to. And one of my complaints about the first season was the lack of T-Rex. Now, my favorite dinosaur is Carnotaurus, but when it comes to Jurassic Park, I am the biggest T-Rex fanboy. So, yeah, Season 2 looks like it's going to deliver more like T-Rex action, and I love that. So that I am very much so looking forward to. Of course, we got Godzilla vs. Kong, which is another movie I am very eager to see. Yeah. Again, I had like an HBO Max account for like a month, and then I canceled it. But like seeing as how it's gonna like pop up on HBO Max again, it's just kind of like, damn. Like I just canceled it, but whatever. I don't mind like getting it again. If this pandemic is still going on, I'd love to see it in theaters. But if this pandemic is still going on, then I prefer to see it in HBO Max. Godzilla Singular Point is another anime coming up, so I don't like Godzilla Monster Planet. That was like the first like legit Godzilla anime, and I was not a big fan of that at all. I just thought just boring. Looking at the trailer of Godzilla Singular Point, it looks really good. It looks like a good Godzilla anime, and I'm really excited to watch this. It's coming to Netflix, so of course I'll review it when it does. So, yeah, Godzilla Singular Point is something that's coming out, and I am very excited for. Next, a new Transformers toy line is coming out next year called Transformers Kingdom, which is basically like Beast Wars sort of inspired. So you have like Megatron as a T-Rex, Optimus Prime is like a gorilla, and all that. And I never really watched a lot of Beast Wars when I was a kid, but like I do like the idea of how like it's like they transform into animals, but they're realistic animals too. So like I like that a lot. And the figures I've seen, like Megatron looks great. So yeah, that's definitely something I am looking forward to. Of course, next year is Sonic's 30th anniversary, which again I'm also looking forward to. A new game announcement would be nice. We won't get like a new game period, but like a game announcement would be really nice. I'd prefer like a good 3D Sonic game, better writing. I'd even like the recast some of the voice actors because I don't like Roger Craig Smith as Sonic. I'm sorry. He's been Sonic for way too long. I think it's time to get someone good. Or someone new, I should say. I don't hate Roger as a person, but his take on Sonic is just not my cup of tea. Ben Schwartz would be nice, though. But yeah, a recast would be very nice, in my opinion. And also, of course, we're going to get new merch, but like a little like animated shorts, too. I feel like that'd be really nice. Like, sort of like Sonic Mania Adventures and whatnot. So, yeah, Sonic's 30th anniversary is coming up next year, and that's going to be really cool. Donkey Kong's 40th anniversary is coming up next year as well, so that I'm, really looking forward to. We probably won't really get anything. Nintendo, for some reason, doesn't like to show Donkey Kong a lot of love. Lately they have, but talking about Donkey Kong Country more and like acknowledging characters like King K. Rool and like posting like the original trilogy of Donkey Kong Country games on the Switch. But like, yeah, so hopefully they do something, If it's a new game, that'd be great, but if they at least acknowledge it, that'd be fine. Because, like I said, for some reason, Nintendo, they don't like paying attention to Donkey Kong, and it's kind of a shame. There are a lot of series that they don't really pay enough attention to, and yeah, it's kind of upsetting. So hopefully we do get something for Donkey Kong's 40th anniversary. And lastly, another thing that 2021 has, Season 2 of Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid is coming out, which I'm looking forward to. I feel like that's going to be good. I haven't read the manga. I don't really read manga, to be honest. So, yeah, I haven't read the manga, so I'm sure it'll be based on the manga, but I haven't read it, so I don't know what's coming up. Though I've heard some things, and it's definitely pretty questionable. Very, very just questionable, so I guess I'll just have to wait and see what happens. Don't spoil it for anyone who has read the manga. Don't spoil it for me, but yeah. So season 2, that's gonna be good, and yeah, and I'm sure there are other things, but right now there's not a whole lot that they announced, but yeah. Either way, 2021, hopefully that's a lot better than this year, because this year was just terrible. If you're watching this video and you got this far, congratulations for sticking through, like staying alive this year, because God, it was a mess. But I digress. Anyway, that is it for today. Have a great rest of your week, and I will see you in the new year. Peace. Zack out.